Afternoon. Today is March 13th. We're gonna start our weekly encounter. We're here with Andres, Magnolia, Vanessa, Silvana, Veronica, yeah, and Veronica. Anybody else? No? All right. Okay, so tell me about you. How are you today?
Hello, teacher.
Oh, how you doing? Silvana, I know you had problems last time, right?
Yes, I'm so sorry for that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I understand.
How are you, teacher?
I'm very well. Yeah, thanks for asking.
Okay.
Nothing new. Yeah, same old, same old.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Sorry?
Good afternoon, teacher.
Hi, Heidi. How are you?
No, I'm Veronica.
Oh, sorry, Veronica. Sometimes I get confused. How you doing, Veronica?
I'm fine. And you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Yeah, thank you. What about Magnolia and Andres? Hi, teacher. Oh, I can't hear you very well, Magnolia. Um, the sound is a little bit down, like low, very low. Mm. Yeah, or I don't know, guys, can you hear Magnolia? Because maybe it's my computer.
No, teacher, I can't.
I can't.
Mhm. Okay, Magnolia, can you speak again, please? It's yeah, very low. Okay, but Andres, sorry, who's writing? Andres, no, Andres, you're mute. You're mute. No, I can't hear you, Andres. Okay, so if you have problems with the sound, you can write in the chat if you have any questions or any comments. Okay, just let me know. Okay, and lastly, we have here Natalia. How are you, Natalia? Okay, so Andres is having problems with the connection. Natalia, can you hear me? Mm. Okay, guys, so let's get started. Okay, so for today, we're going to continue talking about comparatives, but this time we're going to talk about superlatives. Okay, so I want you to look at this picture and can you see the PowerPoint presentation? There are some boxes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I want you to compare these boxes here. Remember, when we're using comparatives, we're talking about two things, two objects, right? So, but what about when we have more than two? How would you say the comparison? Okay. So you can raise your hand. to participate. Or you can, Andres says, no, he won't let me join the so-called teacher. What do I do? Weird. Oh, Andres, you're here.
Hello, teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah,
Ah,
perfect. Yeah,
phew.
nice. So, yeah, that's fantastic, Andres. Okay, so now we're looking at a picture and I want you to make comparisons. So remember last class we were talking about comparative forms. So, but today we have more than two objects. So how do you make comparisons when you have more than two? For example, you can say that um, box C is smaller than box D, right? But what about box A?
The box A is bigger than the box B.
Okay, yes, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Veronica.
Teacher, for
Mm.
example, the box yellow is larger than the box blue.
Then the blue box, yes, yeah, yeah. You can also say that, yeah. Yeah, and what about A? If I compare the purple box with all the other boxes, how would you say?
The purple box is larger than the other box.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. You can also say that, but you can also say a superlative form, which is the purple box is the biggest, right? It's the biggest of all the boxes. Okay, so for example here, box A is bigger than box B, yeah? But look at the last sentence. Box A is the biggest box, right? So this is a little bit different than we learned last class, right? Okay, so here we have one syllable words. So as you remember, when we have a one syllable word, we make an adding, right? We make a change at the end of the verb. But here for the superlative form, we also need the word the at the beginning of the adjective, right? So the adjective is old, so we use the oldest, right? So we add est at the end. And same for slow, the slowest, cheap, the cheapest. Okay. So can you tell me what is the cheapest thing you have ever bought? So what is the cheapest thing?
Barato? I don't remember.
Remember the cheapest thing you ever bought? Anyone can remember?
The cheapest thing that I I bought it was a bracelet
Oh, a bracelet? Nice. Oh. Why was why do you think it was cheap?
because the materials weren't luxury. It was
Luxurious.
yes, it was simple.
Ah, but it's okay, yeah, right? Sometimes we need to save money. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. That's great. Okay. So, what about, okay, the oldest? So, who is the oldest in your family? Who can tell me? Andres? Let's see if your microphone works. Yeah. So, who is the oldest person in your family?
In my family,
Teacher,
Hmm?
the oldest person in my family is my grandmother.
Oh, your grandmother. Okay. Ah, nice, Ivana.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about you, Andres?
my great grandmother.
Great grandmother. Oh
Yes,
my goodness. Oh, how old is she?
94, 93.
94. Oh, okay, 93. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Wow. A long life. That's great. Oh my. Okay. So now, when an adjective ends in E, this one is very similar to the comparative form, right? So you don't need to add another E, no. You just add EST because you already have an E. But here again, you have to add the at the beginning, right? So the nicest, the latest. Okay. Can you give me more examples with adjectives that end in E? Or examples with these words? You can make sentences with these words. I want your sentences in the chat. So, for example, nice, the nicest. You can talk about the nicest person you have ever met. You have met, right? So, or you can also talk about the latest news. Okay. So it's up to you. I'm also gonna write here some sentences in the chat. So if you can, please do so. Okay, Heidi says safe. Yeah, yes, yeah, safe. Okay, Heidi, can you write the sentence with safe? So I just wrote a sentence. I wrote, my mother-in-law is the nicest person I've met. I know many people don't get along with their mother-in-laws, but weirdly, I really like my mother-in-law. I think she's great. Okay, so who else wanna give it a try? Okay, Veronica is typing. Nice. So Heidi, you can talk about maybe the safest place, right? So which one do you think is the safest place to go? Do you think, for example, I would say that nightclubs are not the safest place to go right now, right? Under COVID, or nor concerts, no, nothing. Like restaurants are not the safest place, right? They're not. Oh, Veronica says the latest news I heard, they were about the coronavirus. Yes, yeah. Yeah, the only thing is you don't need they because you already said the latest news, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, Natalia and Heidi are typing. Also with safe, yeah, latest news. Yeah, about coronavirus. Yeah, I don't know. I would say that lately the news is all about coronavirus
Yes, about the coronavirus and the economy.
and the economy, right? Yeah, I would say that that's the worst part, how our economy has been hit. Mm. But hopefully everything will pass. I wish. Natalia says, my cell phone is the worst. Oh my, it won't allow me to use Skype properly. Oh, I'm so sorry, Natalia. Technology, it's tricky. Yeah, nowadays we have many problems with technology, but they also help us. It's like yeah. So Heidi is typing. And Manoli as well. Nice. What about Andres? Oh, again about technology. So my internet signal is the slowest. Yes, I sorry about that. Sometimes I think mine as well. Yeah, but the only thing is my. Maybe if there was a typo there because you have I instead of Y. Andres says, the nicest person I know is my grandmother. Okay, yeah. Nice. Why? I bet she spoils you. Andres. Yeah. I bet she loves you so much that she spoils you. Okay, and Vanessa is typing as well. Yeah. So, but that's the idea, right? The safest, the nicest, the latest. My family is the nicest in the world. Yeah, I bet. I bet it's for you, right? Yeah. It's good to be happy with your family. Yeah, many people don't get along with their families. Okay, so now let's get back. And here again, do you remember when for the comparative forms we had to drop the Y and we had to write I instead, and then we add the comparative form what were but here instead of ER we add EST, right? But we do the same. So we drop the Y and we change it to I, but at the beginning we write the. So the heaviest, right? The heaviest, the happiest, right? Okay, Veronica, would you say something?
No, teacher.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so now let's talk about this ones. Okay, so do you have more examples about this ending? I have one in mind. So when ends in Y. So I'll write one. Oh, Natalia, please. So tell us, Natalia. Um, what's your example? Oh, you're mute, Natalia. Natalia, do you have your hand raised? Do you wanna participate? I can't hear you. Oh, yeah, maybe you're having problems, yeah, with the mic. Veronica?
Yes, my example is the easiest thing to draw is a cat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, the easiest thing to draw. Yeah. I didn't think about it, but yeah, it's very easy. Yeah, to draw a cat. Yeah, nice. Yeah, easy. Yeah, the easiest, right?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, Natalia says Donald Trump, Trump's, Trump's, on his opinion, the creepiest president the USA has had. The creepiest. Yeah. Well, I agree with you. Yeah. Well, I don't know, because every president in the United States, um, I would say that they defend their own, the American principles, no matter what. Trump is like the worst, yes, but it's the worst because he he showed himself as Americans, well, as many Americans really are. Uh, some others just cover their racism. Um, so, to be honest, for I don't know, to me, all of American presidents have a dark side. Okay? I just say that. Yeah, true. Okay, Andres says, what is the difference between happier and happiest? Okay, that's a great question, Andres, because the difference is you use happier when you're comparing two things. Okay, for example, okay, happier. I am happier than Donald Trump. Okay, let's say. So I'm comparing myself to another person. So we have two people, right? Now, if I compare myself to more, okay, than one other person, than one other person, okay, then we don't have two people. Then we have like three or more. So, for example, in this class, how many people are in this class? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So here we have, in this class, we have more than two people, right? I would say that I am the loudest person in the class. I am the loudest person in the class, right? If I am the loudest person in the class, I am comparing myself with many people, right? So here we are not two. Here we are more than two. So when you have more than two people, you use the superlative form. Okay, so the loudest. If I only have two people here, I will say I am louder than Mariana. Okay. Is that clear? Did I answer your question, Andres? Okay, you can please type in the chat or just please confirm if I answered your question. Is that clear, Andres?
Yes, teacher, I understand. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you're very welcome. Okay, Natalia says he is a reflection of current population. Ah, yeah, Donald Trump is. Yeah, so sad. But yeah, it's true. Mm, yeah. So Magnolia says, teacher, for me, happier is used to make comparisons and happiest is not compared, is the extreme, so to speak. Um, well, happier is the comparative form, right? Yeah. So, but remember, a superlative is one way to compare things. The only difference is that you compare the thing with a group or with more than one thing, right? Yeah, usually superlatives is used for extremes, right? Today is the coldest day of the year, or that mountain is the highest in the world, right? Extremes. Or Russia is the largest country in the world. Yeah, extremes. But we also use it when you compare more than two things, right? So you can use it for both uses. Okay. So, Magnolia, does that answer your question? Okay. Hmm? Did I answer your question or yes? Oh, okay. Yeah. Good. So, do you remember when we had a short word that ends in consonant, vowel, consonant? So again, we double the last consonant, but this time we add est and the at the beginning, of course. So the biggest, the hottest. Okay. So, and speaking of extremes, so we can talk about the hottest place in the world, or what do you think? I don't know. Which do you think is the hottest city in Colombia, for example, or the hottest place in the world? Oh, Andres says, I am the youngest person in the class. Oh, yeah.
The hottest city in Colombia is Cartagena.
The hottest city?
Yes,
You
I
sure,
think so.
Cartagena?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
I
Well,
would.
I think so. I
Uh,
don't know.
do you live in Cartagena?
No, but I went many years ago.
Many years ago? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I lived in Barranca Bermeja,
Oh,
and I would
Barrancabermeja is very hot. It's
yes,
very, very hot.
yeah. And to me, it was hotter than Cartagena. Yeah, because at least in Cartagena you have the breeze, right? But but in Barranca, no, we don't even have the breeze, no nothing, no wind, nothing. So and
Mm,
it's humid because of the river.
okay, I haven't traveled to
Barranca Bermeja.
Barranca Bermeja, no. I
Yeah.
just wanted to make an example.
No, it's great. It's great. Yeah, sometimes no, Cartagena it's very hot. Yeah, I must say. I remember one day um, a man in his 50s, he was walking in the park and he just um, passed away because he fell down and he had a heart attack. And it was because of a heat wave. Do you know what's a heat wave?
Well, he has a heartbreak. Heart attack. Okay.
Oh, no, a heat wave is when it's too too hot, that is dangerous for humans. Yeah. So your health is at risk. Your blood pressure goes up. So that's a heat wave. So it's extreme. It's dangerous. Yeah.
But
So
did you say that someone died?
yes, yes, a man died because of the heat wave.
Oh, what horrible.
It's so sad, but it happens. Maybe when you went to Cartagena, there was a heat wave, so it was too cold, too hot, not too cold. Silvana says the hottest town on the coast is Bosconia, Cesar. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Why, Silvana? Uh, how, how much is the temperature there? And okay, Magnolia says the climate of Puerto Leguizamo is the hottest in Putumayo. Oh, I don't know about. I've never been to Putumayo. I would like to go. Um, so, but you say it's that hot? Puerto Leguizamo. Wow. Yeah. You know, that's the thing. Well, at least I don't know my country very well. I would like to travel across Colombia, but okay, Vanessa is typing. Um, yeah, I don't know which is the hottest place in Colombia. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know. So Bosconia. So we have Bosconia, we have Cartagena, Puerto Leguízamo. Yeah, I don't know. It also varies. Hi there, Natalia.
Hello?
Hello, you're back.
Oh, fantastic. I'm
Yeah.
dealing with things now, but at least I can talk. Thank you, teacher.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so we're talking about the hottest places in Colombia. So which one do you think is the hottest place in Colombia? So here we have Cartagena, Bosconia, and Puerto Leguízamo.
I've
Oh,
heard.
Vanessa. Oh, sorry, I didn't see Viralito is the coldest city among the cities that you are mentioned. Oh, go ahead, Vanessa, please. Sorry. So which city do you think is hottest?
I've heard that Barranca Bermeja is also a little, like a
Yeah, I know. Oh, now you're mute. Mm. Natalia, now you're mute. I don't know if you know, but yeah, now you're mute. Vanessa says, oh, sorry, you're back, Natalia. Okay, Andres says, Girardot is the hottest city I know. Wow. Girardot is close to Bogota, right? I guess so.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. So, but it's kind of nice that it's close to Bogota, right? Because if it's too cold in Bogota, you can go to Girardot to get some warm, right? So I don't know. I think it's kind of nice. Okay. Heidi is also typing. Yeah, but remember, in Colombia we also have La Guajira, and La Guajira is a desert, so it must be very hot in La Guajira. So, Silvana, do you want to say something? Your mic was open. Okay, so now, but what about the two, three, and four syllable words? So instead of more, we use the most, right? And we add the most at the beginning of the adjective. So the most careful, the most polite, the most expensive, the most interesting. Okay. So here I would ask you, mm, what is the most expensive thing you have bought in the past? We already talked about the cheapest, but what about the most expensive? What would you say is the most expensive thing, Natalia?
Teacher, I would say 10 years ago, I bought tickets to travel to Chile, and
Oh,
they weren't cheap at the time. I think it's one of the most expensive things I have invested on, like
mhm.
tickets to travel.
Tickets to travel. Yeah, nice. Yeah, to Chile. Do you like Chile?
Yeah, as a country, it's beautiful, but I prefer Colombia. But yeah,
Okay, okay. Good to know.
Chile is cool. Chile is cool. It's only the food is different. They don't have plantains. They don't
Oh,
have yuca. They don't have ñame. Um, harina, corn flour is extremely expensive, and that's because they eat a lot of bread and everything is based on wheat. So
uh-huh. Yeah.
I suffered a little because of the lack of possibilities in the food. Other than that, the country is super nice.
Mhm.
And although my husband wasn't as nice, my friends were. Like I really, really enjoyed. Um, ñame is it's a root similar to yuca, but more, a ver, como más harinosa. It's grainier, and
Yeah.
it's used to make mote de queso, ay, which is delicious. It's one of my the most delicious dish ever is el mote de queso costeño.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, it's difficult to find ñame in other places. Yeah, very difficult. I remember when I was living in Barrancabermeja, was almost impossible. I just found it like two times, no more. Yeah,
But the yuca smells awful.
and the yuca smells awful. Yeah, but it tastes yeah nice. Yeah, really good, huh?
No,
No, so you
no,
don't
no,
like yuca, right?
no, 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 no.
Oh my, I like it. Yeah, actually, it's very healthy. Yeah. Okay, yuca.
Yuca is not my favorite either, but there are desserts made with yuca that you would never
El
believe they are
enyucado.
made with yuca. They're so delicious. El enyucado
Wow.
is a delicacy. You have to try it. It's sweet and it has cheese and it has anise and
Mhm.
sugar. Ah, no, it's delicioso. It's super nice. You wouldn't believe it's made out of yuca, but it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Yeah, enyucado. Oh my goodness. I need to learn how to do it, how to make it. Oh my. Okay, but here now we have irregular forms. So as you remember, the comparative form of good is better, but the superlative form is the best. Okay, so they're irregular forms because they don't follow a pattern, right? So they are like sometimes even completely different words than the adjective. So good and the best doesn't look alike. They don't look alike, right? So for bad, we have the worst. And for far, we have the farthest or the furthest, right? Okay, so now I want you to tell me about the, if you can type it in the chat, about the best day of your, yeah, of your life so far. Yeah, the best day of your life. Okay, so tell me about it. You can write a sentence. You can say, um, my graduation was the best day of my life, or my wedding, or I don't know. It's up to you, but I want you to write a sentence and please try to use the best day.
The teacher, the best day
Mhm.
for me was about 2 years ago on February because I went to London.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah,
exciting. Yeah.
3 years.
For how long
I
did you
I
stay?
5 months.
Oh, yeah, that's a good time. Yeah. So you
Yeah, I went
practiced English a lot, I guess.
a lot. Yes, I went to study English, and I have one aunt there,
Mhm.
so that time was fantastic.
Ah,
I want to come back again.
amazing. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. Very nice, Silvana. Okay, Natalia says the day my daughter was born. I bet. I bet it was the best day of your life. Yes, right, Natalia?
Yes,
How was
I
that
think that
feeling?
is something is I cannot describe, but is it's similar to to having new powers, because when you become a mother, some
Mhm,
instincts start rising, instincts that I didn't have when I was single,
mhm.
developed. And for example, the
Yeah,
instinct for protection for her allowed me to see things that I couldn't see when I was before her. So basically, I don't know. It was a terrific. It is a terrific feeling to know that she's with me. She's my companion. She's always paying
Oh,
attention to what I'm doing, and she's so
oh,
much fun. So when they develop the personality, is also a discovery. I think that becoming a mother for me, my, in my personal situation, was the best thing that happened to me ever.
oh, wow, that's wonderful. Yeah, amazing. So, yeah, a child can change your life completely, right? Wow, it's nice to know that now you have superpowers, right? To protect her. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah. Okay, Vanessa says, my best day was the last Saturday because my little brother graduated as a subofficial with a lot of effort. Yes, so when someone in our family um,
yeah, I went to
get
study.
an achievement, so we also feel proud for our family, right? For our family members. So, and I bet, yeah, it was with a lot of effort. Okay, and then Veronica says, the best day of my life was when I went to San Francisco, California. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you have traveled around the around the world. Chile, the US, um,
No, teacher,
UK.
I haven't traveled to
No,
Chile.
I mean you in this class, you all.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't explain properly.
No, okay. In English, there isn't the way to difference between usted and ustedes. Okay.
No worries. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes actually we can say you all, yeah, to make the clarification. Yeah. But yeah, when we just use you, sometimes people cannot know, right? So that's why. What? So you went to California, and how was it? Do you like it?
Ah, was wonderful.
Yeah.
The trip eh, was really short. No,
Short.
but by the time it was short
Mhm.
because when something is good, then the time goes really fast.
Yeah, time flies, right?
Yeah.
Time flies. Okay, Manolia says having my daughter has been the best thing that ever happened to me. Yes, so I agree. I think you agree with Natalia, right? Because you both have like the same experience, so you can relate each other. And this says, I was the best singer in my school. Sing Titanic and also the song of Armageddon, the movie. Okay. Oh, so you had great memories, Andres. Oh my, you were the best singer. So, oh my, so you had some fun, right?
Andres, can you sing the Titanic?
So I think you have to sing it today, maybe at the end of the class. Yeah, you could sing at least a little bit. Okay, and this is, and the best day of my life was when in my first semester I sang Queen and I was able to do the rhythm of We Will Rock You. Oh, nice. We Will Rock You. Oh my, so funny, Andres. Nice. What about you, Magnolia? Tell me about your daughter. Oh, the sound. Yeah, now I remember. Okay, Magnolia. Yes, I know you have problems with
Teacher, can you hear me?
sound. Yes, I can hear you. It's just Magnolia has some problems with her sound. I don't know. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, here is the basic structure to make superlatives. So, as I told you before, always use the before the superlatives and est at the end, right? So Betty is the youngest. Her eyes are the biggest. Okay, this is just to recap. Okay, so now here we have a picture. Okay, let me see if you can. Okay. So in this picture, you have four girls. You have Jane, Leah, Maggie, and Joanne. And Joanne. So here you're gonna compare these ladies. You're gonna
Excuse
say,
me, teacher.
sorry.
Yes, JD wrote something in the chat.
Who? Oh, sorry. Uh, Heidi says, I can't. I don't have audio. Hmm. Heidi. So I think you, where are you? Yeah. So I don't know, maybe if you left the conversation and then you rejoin, okay? So try to do that. Um, mm, I don't know, can you hear Heidi? Heidi, can you? You don't speak, but you can listen. Ah, okay. Yeah, no worries. You can continue, or you don't see the picture, Magnolia. Okay. And what about now? Can you see the picture? Oh, Andres says, I managed to read her story. Oh, thank you, Andres. Okay, so I just shared the picture in the chat for everyone to see it. So what do you have to do? You have to compare the girls. So for example, here you have Joanne and Maggie. So if you compare the two, you need to use a comparative form, right? Like older, younger. But if you talk about Leah, you need a superlative form. Or if you talk about Maggie, you can also make other comparisons, like, for example, Maggie and Leah or Maggie and Jane. So it's up to you. Okay. Okay. So who wants to start?
The oldest person is Maggie.
Okay, yeah, Maggie. Yeah, is the oldest person. Yeah, because she's 24, right? Mm-hmm.
The youngest person in the group is Leah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, that's correct. Okay, what about Jane and Leah, for example?
Jane is younger than Maggie. Is 1 year younger.
Yeah, Jane is, yeah, 1 year younger than Maggie. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's nice. So you're using comparatives because you have two, right? Yeah, so that's great. But if you have Leah, you're comparing Leah to the rest of the group, right? So now you have four people. So that's why you use superlatives for um, Leah. Leah is the youngest in the group, okay? Heidi is typing. Okay, so any other? Yeah, for example, Joanne and Maggie. What about them?
Teacher, for example, Maggie is oldest than John,
Maggie is older.
older than
It's
John.
older for
Yeah,
comparative.
because yeah, exactly. But because you're talking about only two of them.
Okay, teacher.
Heidi says Leah is the youngest person in the group. Yes, yeah, that's correct. Okay, so having said that, now here you're gonna choose one of the squares. They are cards and they have three animals or three places or three things inside. So you have to compare the three. Okay, so in the chat, please write your choice. Okay, so for example, if I choose cats, dogs, and rabbits. So I can say this is just an example, okay? Rabbits are the cutest animals. It's an example, right? Or rabbits are the cutest of the three. I mean, cats, dogs, and rabbits. It's up to you. Or you can say that dogs are the yeah, dogs are the most exciting or the most. Okay, so in the chat, right? Okay, so Veronica chose television, YouTube, and video games. Andres?
Yes, teacher. I choose McDonald's, KFC, and Starbucks.
Okay, okay, nice. Silvana, the moon, sun, and the stars. Yes. Okay, so Heidi. Yeah, we still have Africa, Asia, Europe, and coffee, milk, and water. Natalia. Okay, so when you choose your card, okay, so try to type one superlative sentence and one comparative. Okay, okay, so Heidi chose Africa, Asia, and Europe. So Natalia, I guess you have the last one about the animals, I think. Or oh, you also have coffee, milk, and water. Okay, guys, so now you know what to do, right? Natalia, okay, so she chose a different one. Shakira, Jennifer Lopez, and Madonna. Oh my goodness. That's gonna be tight. Okay, so Andres says, McDonald's has the best burgers. Okay. Okay, so, and a comparative, Andres. Okay, so you did the superlative? Yeah, very well, the best. Now we need a comparative. So you can compare McDonald's to KFC or McDonald's to Starbucks, I think is the other one. Yeah, Starbucks.
Oh, is in comparative, teacher?
Yeah, you can. The idea is one superlative, which you did, great, and one with comparatives.
Okay, the superlative is
It's correct. Yeah.
first
Yeah.
McDonald's and comparatives KFC and Starbucks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
because you have to compare the two. Okay. So Natalia, Heidi, Silvana, Veronica, and Magnolia, you can write, remember, one superlative sentence and one comparative. Okay, if you have any questions about this vocabulary here, okay, I brought these words to help you use other adjectives. For example, fancy. Fancy means elegant. Fancy is also like luxurious, glamorous. You can also even say that something is fancy if it's expensive, right? Okay, so here we have Veronica. Veronica says, the video games are more entertaining than YouTube. Yes, yeah. The only thing is when you, in this sentence, you don't need the. I mean, the video games, you just say video games because you're talking in general. Okay, so video games. You don't need that at the beginning. Okay, and yes. Andres says KFC chicken is more delicious than Starbucks food. Wow. Yeah, it could be. I really like KFC chicken.
It's an example because I don't know
You don't know?
the food of Starbucks. I don't
You haven't tried it before?
know.
Okay. They have a really good lemon loaf. Yeah, at Starbucks. Okay, Magnolia says, I like dogs more, I guess, than cats. Mhm. I like dogs more than cats. Me too. Actually, I'm allergic to cats. Natalia, Shakira is the youngest famous artist of the three. Yes, yeah, that's right. Jennifer Lopez is more glamorous than Madonna, and Madonna is more influencing than Jennifer Lopez in the music industry. That's a good analyze. And that's a good analysis. Yeah, that's a great analysis. Wow. Magnolia says rabbits are the quietest pets. Oh, so cute. And the quietest pets. Veronica, the television is, I guess, funnier, right? Yeah, because funny and in why? I think it was a typo. Uh, the television is funnier than video games. Okay, again, as you're talking about television in general, you just say television, not the television. Okay, you don't need to say the television. You say it. Okay, Silvana says the sun is the brightest star. Yeah, that's correct. The moon is the star close closer than the sun.
Teacher,
Natalia?
television is funnier or is more fun? Because funny means cómico, but fun means diversión. So that would be like TV is more fun than.
Yeah, I thought that she was talking about funnier because she wrote funner. But if is that meaning is more fun. Yes. Yeah, because it's different if you say funny, right? Funny and funnier, right? But for fun, yeah, it's more fun. It's just that she wrote funner. That's why. Okay, so now I got lost. Okay, so the moon is the star. Oh, is I would say the moon is the closest star to the sun. Okay, I'm gonna write it. The moon is the closest star to the sun. Yeah. And here we have Silvana. The sun is bigger than the stars. Okay, yeah. Than the other stars. Because remember that the sun is a star. Oh, no worries, Veronica. No worries. Yeah. YouTube Premium is the most expensive of the three. Yeah, I bet. I don't know how much is it, but premium. Right. Okay, yeah, wonderful. Oh, you did really great. Yeah, nice. Okay, so now here, I wrote an activity. Okay, first I'm gonna show you what you have to do. Okay, so, and then you'll try to do it by yourself. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna play a short listening and you're gonna fill in the blanks. Okay, so this is what you have to do. Okay, let me show my, let me show you. Okay. Okay, here, right? Can you see the Educa Play website? Can you see it?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Manuel says,
teacher.
teacher today is not going to take attendance. No? Yeah. Well, but what do you mean by take attendance? I always take attendance. I mean, because for the video, I have the record of who's joining the class or not. Yeah. So I always, let's say, take attendance. Okay, so you can see the website. Thank you. So if you click the start button here, so you will find some blanks. Okay, so you have to fill in the blanks with the words on this column, right? So for example, everything is, so you click here and then you click the word you think is the correct. Okay, let's say it's this one, okay, and it's gonna appear here. If you regret, you say, oh no, that's not the correct, you click again. Okay, so that's what you have to do. Okay, do you have
Teacher,
any?
what is the link?
I'm gonna share the link.
Ah, okay.
I was explaining at first. Okay, so the link is now in the chat. Okay, so just please let me know if you can listen. Can you listen? There's like a,
Yes, teacher.
okay, it was a flute yeah, playing.
Everything's bigger in America. We've got the biggest cars, the biggest houses, the biggest companies, the biggest food, and finally, the biggest people. America has now become the fattest nation in the world. Congratulations.
Okay. So, do you want me to play it one more time?
Please, teacher, one more time.
Okay.
Everything's bigger in America. We've got the biggest cars, the biggest houses, the biggest companies, the biggest food, and finally, the biggest people. America has now become the fattest nation in the world. Congratulations. Nearly 100 million Americans are...
Oops. Okay, till congratulations. Okay, so do you get all the words or do you want me to play it one more time? So when you finish, you can take one more time. Okay. When you finish, you can take a screenshot
Oh,
and share the
too,
answers
too
in the
bad.
okay. So I'll play it one more time.
Everything Everything's bigger in America. We've got the biggest cars, the biggest houses, the biggest companies, the biggest food, and finally, the biggest people. America has now become the fattest nation in the world. Congratulations.
Okay. Oh, you already have.
Yes, teacher. Ready.
Okay, nice. So we already have Andres. Andres got 85. Okay. Yeah, only two mistakes, Andres. Okay, Hades typing. One more time, please. Oh, okay, let me play it one more time.
America.
Mm.
We've got the Everything's bigger in America. We've got the biggest cars, the biggest houses, the biggest companies, the biggest food, and finally, the biggest people. America has now become the fattest nation in the world. Congratulations.
Okay. So Veronica. Oh, Veronica as well. Okay, Veronica. Yeah, she got all the answers. Yeah, nice. I brought this listening because speaking English is not just um, creating sentences, right? But it's also having the ability to understand what other people say. Natalia,
I'm back. I don't know why, but now I'm back.
you're back. Oh, I'm happy you're back. What do you think about the listening? Is that true, or what do you think? Why is that?
I think it's not only in America. I mean, the United States,
Mm,
the way they say it, I know they mean the United States, but all around the
mm,
world,
yeah.
we are experiencing that the change of diet has also changed the people's shape in general. Uh, Probably because we have become more sedentary, I guess,
Yeah,
and we are
I
eating
would
a lot
say
of
so.
refined foods.
Hmm.
So yes, true.
Yeah, it's so sad, because obesity it's a huge problem, okay? And it's not only for adults, but also kids, right? So it's complicated. Um, so we have to, I would say that we also shouldn't go to the other end. I mean, we should have like a balanced diet, but we cannot starve, okay? Like we cannot just stop eating. No, that's not good. So it's like to find the balance, to eat healthy, not to be on diet all the time. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Heidi, Veronica, Andres,
I
Magnolia.
think that in North America, eh, they they want to make better the economy, in the way they do that is because they make the people buy a lot of things, and they buy and they eat many times, and that's the reason.
Yeah, consumerism, right? We
Well, not only that,
buy.
family model has also changed. So before, mothers used to be stay at home mothers who could cook and prepare things,
Yes.
and now you everybody's working, and we are all most of us eating outside, like trusting restaurants recipes and good intention.
Hmm.
So the thing is that also the system has changed.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I recall that when I was a little kid, it was very, mm, I don't know, like seldom when we went out to eat. But nowadays, like at least once a week, people go to eat out. So I don't know. Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, very well. Yeah, you did very well. So my advice, if you want to continue practicing your and improving your listening skills, I encourage you to at least watch, I don't know, a series or a movie and try to watch it with subtitles. And when you feel confident, try to just watch it without subtitles. Okay? You can start with short videos. Okay, so now we have okay, what about the first question here? So what is the most difficult thing about studying English and why? What do you think is what do you think is the most difficult thing about studying English?
Is the listening.
The listening part? Yeah.
Yes, I have to practice a lot when I was studying English,
Mhm.
and it was more difficult we when I heard the American accent because it's sometimes difficult and more when I studied.
Yes, yeah. I know. I completely understand what you mean. Yeah, that's why but at least nowadays you have many resources on the internet, right? Where you can listen to audio. Yeah, there's different kinds of audios. There are now podcasts. They are really good because if let's say you're very busy cooking, while you're cooking you can listen to a podcast, right? And you can choose a very simple topic. It could be even a podcast for kids, and then you gradually move on more difficult ones. Uh, but this material you can find material from the US, from Canada, or from any other English speaking country. So, yeah, there are many resources you can use on the web to practice. What do you think, guys? Do you agree with Veronica, or do you have any
Yeah,
other?
I agree too because sometimes I'm watching series on English, but sometimes I don't understand anything, and sometimes I'm sad for that because I would like to understand everything, but it's so hard.
Yeah, I know. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but yeah, at least you're watching series, yeah, right now, right? So you're on the way.
Teacher, I have to say, it's a process that never stops. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I learned English when I was 17. I
Mm-hmm.
am 43, and during these 25 years that I've been teaching English, I have continuous learning. I mean, like I've continued learning
Mm-hmm.
because I had to teach several stuff that I didn't know before. So while preparing my classes, I had to learn about stuff, and also the listening part. Now it's better, but at the beginning, even though I knew English, I didn't understand 100% of everything that I heard. So, and there are movies and there are series. It all depends on what we choose. For
Mm-hmm.
example, Game of Thrones. It was so hard for me to understand those people language because they were using technicisms, vocabulary that refer to things that I was not familiar with. But if you watch the news or if you watch, I don't know, sitcoms, situation comedy, it's easier. So I think it's a process. And the most important thing is never, you need to be in touch, in contact with the language at all times and forever. Not only during this time of learning, is something that you need to do, uh, I mean, always the rest of your life if you want to be a teacher
Yes.
because that is only going to get more difficult, because the language, I am not a native speaker. I learned it when I was older, and so I guess we have to find the things that we like, and we have to start devoting time to always watch movies in English, always in English subtitles, always, willing to check on the internet what the meaning of a new word is, and never stop. It's a new way of life.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. It's like we always have to be curious, right? To keep working on our development as teachers, right? Because it's a never-ending task. Yeah, learning English, and even if you realize, we never end learning a language, even our mother tongue. Okay, so there are many words in Spanish that we learn. Okay, that they may be new words for us. So it's the same in English, and even more difficult, right? Because it's a new language. I remember I was watching a series, and I couldn't understand because it was an archaic, archaic English, an old and ancient English. So to me it was like, and also Australian English. I remember there was a TV program, and they said, "To die is to die," and I said, who's gonna die? So, but that's the way they pronounce, or might instead of mate. So we have to keep learning every day.
Yes, teacher. Sometimes the the native people that speaking the I know I confused.
No, 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 it's
The
okay. Yeah, go
native
on.
the native English speakers they sometimes pronounce different and because they have the correct pronunciation. Yes, and sometimes it's difficult to correct the mistakes. So it's something difficult to speak. So also I have used the British Council. I don't remember the name. Is the British English Council? It's a well, it's a page.
It's a
It's a
website. Uh-huh.
website
Mm.
to practice the listening. But sometimes speaking English is more difficult because, for example, the Americans say center. They don't say center. They
Ah,
sometimes don't pronounce some words, and yes, it's something to learn every day.
yes. And also the spelling might be different. Yeah, because yeah, in American English is they say center, right? Let me type it here. Center. But British in British English is central.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So
They don't say brother, they say brother.
brother, what? Yeah, and things like that. So it's yeah, it's like in Spanish, right? So we speak Spanish, but even in the same country, who speak Spanish differently, right? So it's the
Yes,
same. It's the same with English. Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
and sometimes they don't say English, they say sometimes English. I don't
mm-hmm.
know why, but yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you think, Andres? Okay, so what do you think, Andres, Heidi? Okay, so I don't know, maybe. Okay, so you're mute just in case you're speaking. Okay, so here I have two other questions. If you want, please answer these questions in the chat. So, what is the most disgusting food you have ever eaten? And what country is the best to live in? And you have to say, well, you must say why. Oh, so Andres, okay, so you were having lunch. Okay. So Andres, we're talking about these two other questions. Okay, so what is the most disgusting food? Oh, well, maybe don't say that because you're eating right now. Okay, so maybe let's talk about the last one. Okay, and then so what country is the best to live in? Okay, let's choose that one. You can write it. You can write your answer in the chat, or you can say it. It's up to you. But I want you to tell me why. Why do you think that country is the best to live in? Okay, so to live, I think the best country is Canada. Yeah, probably. Yeah. So what would you say, Natalia?
Teacher, I would say Canada is one of the most popular countries that we know that are good to live in. But I think Australia or
Mhm.
New Zealand are a little, are better choices for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
The main one is the weather is not so extreme.
Mm.
Yeah, there are the four seasons, but the four seasons are mild. Like you don't have these extreme cold winters that we have in Canada. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
that's a main factor. Also, they offer protection, like a social protection for all the citizens, and they keep the cities and the security is well. I don't know how to
In
explain that.
Australia? In Australia, you mean?
I know that in New Zealand
Ah, New Zealand. Okay.
although the taxes are high, the cities and the locations are really good, and you don't have that many cases of poverty. I believe that Canada also has a situation that is similar. They offer welfare to every citizen and everything. But the only thing that keeps me from choosing Canada is the extreme cold weather in the end.
Yeah, I know. Well, Canada has different kinds of weather. I would say. Yeah, for example, where I live, it's very cold because it's north. But if you go down, like Toronto, so the weather is not that bad. Okay, so for example, I have a friend who lives in Toronto, and she says that the temperature it's like 9 degrees, 13 degrees in winter. So that's good. Here, the temperature could be minus 20. So in winter. So that's why I say It depends. Of course, Australia has mm, a beautiful weather. Yeah, I would say because it's sunny the whole year. I would prefer Australia in that case. Okay, Veronica.
The best country to live in is the United States because the culture is really calm. Um, the people are um, the people are polite and the payment is better. The streets um, are more organized. So there are some cars, but they are not in they are not all of the time in how do you say
On the roads?
no tráfico tránsito.
Oh, like there's no traffic jam?
There's no traffic jam all of the time. Yes, and also in summer the weather is nice, but the rest of the year the weather changes a lot. But it's okay. There are there are many good things about go to the United States. So I think that it would be a good idea to live there.
Okay, and you went there, right?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but just for that trip.
Okay. So if you liked the US, yeah, that's great. Yeah, you can get better payment. Yeah, because well, in comparison to Colombia, yes, yeah, the US dollar it's a really strong currency. Yeah, so I just said to Manolia that I know that we get stuck when we're speaking and we don't know the words. So that's because she's saying that we need to know more vocabulary, right? And Andres, for its accessibility to jobs and good salary, the only problem is that if you retire there, you can only use the money within the country or so I heard. Andres, which country are you talking about? Sorry. Um, Andrés. Ah, Canada. Andrés. So you were talking about Canada?
Yes, teacher, in
Yes.
Canada.
So your question is you can only use the money within the country. No, actually, no. Actually, many people, when they get retired, they travel, they they live to they go to another country. Actually, Ecuador has like some buildings and they have like a huge plan for retirees. So when they get retired, they move to a warmer place. Yeah, and but the sad thing is, many people here when they get retired, they live in I don't like to how it sounds, yeah, but it's like a senior's house or a senior's home. Uh, yeah, but it's something cultural they have. Okay, guys, so we had so much, well, at least I had so much fun discussing these topics. I so I'm gonna leave you just this one as a screenshot. And yeah, because time is over, but here you have a reading, and if you can spot the superlative forms, that would be great. Okay. Magnolia says, for me, the best country to live is Colombia, close to my loved ones. Oh, yeah, it's wonderful. I know that there are many problems in Colombia, and it might not be the most organized country, and not the, for sure, not the richest country, but yeah, you have, I would say, the most lovely people, the most, I don't know, also interesting places to me. I don't, yeah, I think, yeah, Colombia is a really good country. We have to fix it. Is That's it. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining. Um, do you have any questions about the topic today, or any comments you want to say?
No, teacher. Thank you for the class. It was a great class.
Thank you, Natalia. Thank you very much. Yeah, for your participation. Yeah.
Thank you, teacher, for the class.
Thank you, Andres. Well, thanks everyone. Have a great rest of your evening, right? Because right now it's evening in Colombia. Okay, guys. Bye. See you.
Okay, teacher.
Bye,
Thank you.
Veronica.
Goodbye, teacher. Goodbye,
Bye.
mates.
Take care. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Take care, teacher.
Okay. Yeah, you're very welcome, Savannah. Bye, Haiti. Yeah. Take care, guys.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye, Manolia.